Hello and welcome to the 17th Annual GPCA Forum, taking place for the very first time in Qatar National Convention Center here in Doha. My name is Aseel Al Masoudi, and I'm a business partner in Commercial Downstream Business as well as a member in the GPCA Youth Council. Joining me on the special edition of the Annual GPCA Forum TV and podcast is François Good, Senior Vice President of Refining and Chemicals Middle East, Africa and Asia, Strategy and Growth in TotalEnergies. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
You're welcome, Aseel.
And if you allow me, we'll dive straight into the questions, starting with, can you tell us more about your Energy Outlook 2023, which you released last month, and how it impacts the chemical and petrochemical industry?
So through this, first thank you for welcoming me. Through this Energy Outlook, we want to contribute to the debate on energy transition. So we start from the energy mix today in 22, and we assess how it will evolve until 2050, because it's very important to see how it will cope with the demand, we assess the demand will evolve. And of course, there are plenty of open questions like at what speed will EV vehicles, for instance, enter into the market, or what policies, how many countries will enforce a net zero policy. So there are some uncertainties, but at least through this we can identify, I would say, three main opportunities for our industry. The first one is that we need to abate methane. That's extremely important. It's also a topic at the COP28, so it's very important to abate the methane emission of our industry. Secondly, it's very important also to switch from coal to gas, and really to speed up the switch, because gas emits twice less emissions than coal. And also, by the way, to start building the new energy system based on renewable energies and also flexible power supply, so rebuilding this new system. And the third one is to speed up the electrification of road transportation, because electric vehicles are by design, by essence, much more efficient in terms of the ratio between compared to the energy intake, much more efficient than combustion engine. So really believe these three opportunities are really great opportunities to go much faster in the energy transition, because we really see it's important to go fast. And
as part of your SATORP project with Aramco, you recently converted the MENA region's first used cooking oil into sustainable aviation fuel, SAF. What was involved in the project? And do you have any similar plans for developing more sustainable products in the region?
So I would say at first I was very proud to be part of this first SAF, Sustainable Aviation Fuel production at SATORP. So SATORP is a JV joint venture with Saudi Aramco. So SATORP made the test, and really need to congratulate them. They did a great job with the support of the two funding shareholders, Aramco and TotalEnergies. So it was really a great teamwork, and we are proud to produce SAF. So the test was really tangible. It lasted several days. So we demonstrate it's feasible, and we are really, it's very important for our industry to produce competitive SAF. And using existing assets in which we have already invested, we develop the flexibility to be able for that assets to process wider feedstocks, not only crude oil, of course, but also some used cooking oil, and that's doable, and that's very competitive, and it's a way to produce sustainable aviation fuel in the region in a competitive way. And I really believe there will be a demand. So of course, SAF demand requires mandates or requires a market to be there, the demand, but really see that Middle East is a key hub, for airlines. You have many intercontinental airlines coming in the Middle East, absolutely major airlines. So for them, they will need at some point some SAF. And through that test, we were really proactive, to develop this. And once it works at small scale, we will make it run at large scale.
And on the topic of sustainability, while we're here in Doha for the 17th Annual GPCA Forum, COP28 is under its way in the UAE. What is your commitment to climate action? And how do you view the industry's progress on the Paris Accord? Are the targets of the 2 degrees still achievable?
So first, I believe that the industry, our industry, really is responsible to decrease its methane emissions to near zero in 2030. So it's very important for the industry to do it. Many countries also mentioned that at the previous COPs in Glasgow, for instance, 150 countries also wanted to decrease methane emissions. And at this COP, COP28, TotalEnergies announced its participation, its contribution to a World Bank trust fund called GFMR, and aiming at also implementing actions to reduce flaring and methane emissions reductions in our industries. And we are really engaged in that path. We really support that action. But there's not only methane. When you look at TotalEnergies on our side, we have already halved our methane emissions over the last decade. We will half it again between 2020 and 2025, and push it to minus 80% in 2030. So it's we are really on the track to do it, to achieve it. Methane is one point. Scope 1 and 2 CO2 emissions is another key item. So our objective is to decrease our Scope 1 and 2 emissions by minus 40% in 2030. And we are also on our way to do it. It's important objectives, because in the same time, we also emit more because we have implemented, we have started new projects. For instance, some CCGT, so gas turbines, that we have started to accommodate with the intermittency of renewables. So all in all, despite that increase, we keep our objective to decrease, and we have set the objective at minus 40% compared to 2015.
It's amazing. It's really good to hear that you're right path on that way to the So what are your plans for future projects and partnerships with the GCC region?
So first, the GCC region, the Gulf, is very important. TotalEnergies was born in 1924 in Iraq. So Gulf is very important. Gulf is in our heart, here at TotalEnergies. And I believe over time, after almost 100 years, we are recognized as key partner of choice to develop projects in our industry. Our strategy is at first to leverage on major platforms. We have 6 major platforms worldwide in refining and chemicals, 1 in US, 2 in Europe, 1 in Asia, and 2 in the Gulf, 1 in Qatar, and 1 in Saudi Arabia at SATORP. So it's really a key region. So we leverage on those assets. And a good example is today we develop our petrochemical project at SATORP, Project Amiran. And the second objective in our strategy is to develop petrochemicals. And GCC is key because it's a place where you have available feedstock, competitive energy. So it's really the ideal basket for ideal conditions to develop petrochemicals. And so that's why we see a very dynamic ecosystem, dynamic industry here in the region. I would say what is also important is that we consider sustainability in the design of our projects. So for instance, we target CO2 emissions per ton of ethylene at a low level, compatible, for instance, with the taxonomy targets in the taxonomy level in threshold in Europe. So it's a way to already consider that CO2 emissions for this kind of large plant is very important. We want to have ethylene with a very, competitive CO2 footprint. It's the case for many aspects of such project, like water consumption, for instance, by the integration of a petrochemical plant into SATORP, we also reduce significantly the quantity of water intake. So it's typically we save a large amount of water. So It's very important. We consider this sustainability aspect as from the beginning.
So having established QAPCO, the country's and the region's first petrochemical producer as a JV, what does this partnership mean to you? Ray mentioned we're close to your heart. But
The partnership is very important. We are in Qatar since 1936, so 86 years already, long-standing. And so, as you said, QAPCO was the first ethane cracker in the region, and we are proud to be pioneer in that field. It was we created the JV QAPCO in '74 with QatarEnergies. And this partnership with QatarEnergies means a lot to us. It's a very, very trustful, long-term partnership. And thanks to it, we also further develop our petrochemical and refining activities here in Qatar, jointly with QatarEnergies, with Airlock cracker, with Catofin polyethylene plant, with Lafan refineries also. So it's I would say large presence, and that shows that this very trustful partnership is really the results of the people on the team on the field every day, making sure that the plants runs at optimal way for operational excellence, and with the expertise also of the two shareholders. I mean, in support to the JV. So all of that it helps to cope with today with to have the right competitiveness, and also to prepare the future and to be ready to tackle the challenges of the next decade to come with more sustainability, with more projects, and so it's very strong partnership.
That's great to hear. And this leaves me with my last question. Is this your first time in the annual GPCA Forum? And how did you find the conferences so far? And what are your key takeaways as of now?
So it's not my first GPCA Forum. I'm very happy to come every year to meet really all the partners here. I mean, it's key and great to see everyone's physical presence. It's so important, and to meet colleagues, to meet friends, and as we mentioned, the long-term relationship is absolutely key. So I would like to thank the GPCA organization for such great events. I'm really excited to all the meetings we have. It's a fantastic forum, and I'm looking forward to coming next year.
Thank you so much, François, and hopefully 2 years to come you'll be with us. Thank you for all your insightful answers. I really enjoyed hearing them all, and I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. That's the end of our questions.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.